So when you have your library project open and you want to actually create the Sysmac library itself, the first thing that you want to do is go up into the project menu and then click on library and then library setting. And this is going to be where you can enter in all of the information about the library that you want to have. So you can show what name it would be, you can put the author's name in, you can create a version, you can add some comments into it. You can also choose to disable the source display. And if you disable the source display, what that means is that if someone imports the Sysmac library, they won't be able to see what's inside of the function block. So if you have any proprietary information you don't want to show, you want to make sure that disable source display is checked so that no one can actually get into the source itself. You also typically want to make sure that the programs are not selected, because if you are using the Sysmac library file as a means to test some of the functionality, you wouldn't want that to actually import in with the Sysmac library. It can get kind of confusing for the user in that regard. You just want to make sure that you have the function blocks themselves enabled. And if you do have more than one function or function blocks, it will give you checkboxes for those. So with that though, we can click OK. And then the next thing we can do is go back to the project menu, back to library, and then we can click on create library. And when we do that, we can give it a name here. So we've got test library. And then if we go in and we can start a new project. And then in this new project, I'm going to go to Project, Library, Show References. I'm going to hit the plus sign to add an additional reference. And now we can see that that test library is in. I will click Open. It's going to just tell me that I created in a different version of a controller, which is usually okay. Then I click OK, and now up in my toolbox, I can see that my test function that I created, or my test library with function block 0, is now available for use. So that's how you go about exporting from a library file. Again, project, library, library settings, put in all the information that you need, and then you can go back to library and then create library. And then it will go ahead and create and save that as a Sysmac library file.